I heard about Chance to Dance a few years ago because a lovely dance teacher that used to be part of the Shack, Alyssa, her group went to Chance to Dance. Clem took part in that. I went up. And it was a really nice experience. And as someone who, I'm not from the competitive world of dance, I don't understand that world yet. What Chance to Dance does very nicely is it just showcases dance schools, stage schools, any sort of local group. There's no selection process, there's no winners or losers. It's just a day sharing your dance as a group. It was a really nice atmosphere when we went there a few years ago. There's a real mix of types of performance, and that appealed to me because I don't ever want to fit in a particular box of delivering a certain style of dance.
And obviously because all of our other classes have that performing element, we just wanted to give the dancers an opportunity to work towards something, knowing that all of those classes were going to work towards something. Obviously they always use those skills if they then come over to musical theatre, they're still using that. But we wanted the dancers to have a goal.
Like me and Ruby sat down and we were like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to go to Chance to Dance, and we both kind of went like, we knew it was a good idea, but we didn't know what we were going to do or what it meant. We just knew we've got these 3 lovely groups on a Saturday. They're a good bunch. Let's go to Alton Towers and do some dancing. That was kind of the starting point. And then we came up with loads of bad ideas. And we just kept saying, this is a bad idea, but we gotta have bad ideas, and we gotta work through. And one of the bad ideas, I'm sure we thought about trolls.
We could do like Sue's Call, we could get the kids dressed up as like the Cat in the Hat. We could do this, wouldn't that be great? And we were in on the conversation, like, yeah, that would be great.
I remember we were talking about like really bright colours and everyone being in bright colours, and then we went,
and then I think the next day we were like, no, we were way off. For those 5 seconds we had the idea, we really thought we were onto something. All good? Don't worry, we'll wait for you, Trin, we wait. Just for Lacey's, so you're picking up Lacey, yeah? So when you face the audience, yeah, we're on opposite sides. We wanted them, in whatever work we did and whatever we produced, we wanted them to feel confident and like the Talent Shack kids. You know, we've got such a good feeling in the building of really creating something that's honest and real, and we didn't want to just completely change our identity because we're now doing dance. But the higher we get, the more the audience is going to see. There's no point in picking you up if you only go to here. Help me! We want to get you up in the sky, yes?
Who are we? Who are we as a dance school, and what do we want? And we came up with this idea. We realised that we're storytellers, we're performers, and we're storytellers. That's our strength as the Talent Shack. We love costumes, we love transitions, we love suitcases. You know, there's these like kind of linchpins like at our foundation.
And you know, dance can sometimes be very glitzy and glamorous, but we're earthier than that.
Me and Ruby went to see a dance show at Bridgend College, and there were really small dancers, these little kids being creepy. And we were like, isn't it great when little kids are creepy? Like, we want to do so, like nightmarish dolls. We love it when the older group are dancing with the younger group. I think we do that working across age groups very well, but we don't do it often enough. So it's a nice excuse to kind of get them together. And then we've thought about Pinocchio and this idea of sort of childhood, the little wooden boy wanting to become a real boy, and basically Gwion as one of the smallest people in the Talent Shack and Dylan as one of the biggest people in the Talent Shack. That's fun. My brother is a drum and bass producer, artist person, and I thought, mahaha, he could do a remix for us, because oh my gosh, we've now got Marina in the team, an actual bona fide professional street dance choreographer let's bring her in, let's get some drum and bass happening, let's get some Pinocchio storytelling.
But it was like a light bulb moment, because obviously we have all the older kids who are now starting to really grow up and become, you know, adults in their own right. But then our little ones as well. We thought this is just going to be a lovely concept that the little ones will understand because it's Pinocchio, but our older ones will also understand that concept of growing up and having the little ones around. So once we found it, it worked so well.
And that's it. That's kind of how it all came together. So we've got a drum and bass, we've got our Disney, and then we've got jungle music videos, all hodgepodge together. And what a joy it's been to not have the confines of musical theatre, where like you are doing this production, so it has to look this way, and we have to perform it this way. You go, no, actually, we're gonna create this sort of dance piece, and it can be and look and feel however we want it.
7 and da 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 da, pow, do 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 do, pow. It's 2, done, hot 2 3 4, 2, done, hot 2 3. I'd like to go.
I wanted to use this opportunity because we were leaving Freeman's Park. We were going outside of the talent shack. All of a sudden you become aware of who you are as a company and what we're putting out into the world. When I was thinking about our identity, I didn't want to come up with 2 completely isolated, separate routines, like, is this costume for this, then you wear this costume. I love this idea that we present to you who we are in the remind me kind of formation. And here, this is what we're wearing, this is who we are. And then for our second routine, it would be like, so you've met us, we're going home now, hope you enjoyed the show. And I love the idea, in that kind of like Kiss Me Kate style, like old Hollywood style, you see behind the scenes, you see backstage of the Hollywood studio, and they're there in their t-shirts and their braces and their checky trousers. They've got a short, much shorter classic jazz routine to Too Darn Hot, and I chose the Ella Fitzgerald version with Courtney's assistance as well. Courtney was very much in on like, what version do we use?
And then you're going to come forward and give it what for. Yeah. 7, ha! 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, ha! And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
She said, like, we're making this iconic. I want the audience, when they're leaving the auditorium at the end of the night, to have in their heads, and I just, she's so spot on with that. It's such a moment. I was so proud and amazed that our kids could have this day filled of like coach journey, roller coasters, queues, on our feet, walking miles, like being like quite hysterical most of the day, and then go into like the conference centre and it's all new surroundings, and then we're getting into costume, we're rehearsing in these confined, you know, carpeted rooms. And then they just can walk out on a stage they've never been on before to an audience of people they don't know and smash out these amazing performances. And that takes something. I think we could take that for granted. That's like, oh yeah, you know, they're kids, they'll have a great day.
We were in the dressing room and they're doing each other's hair and they're practicing the routines and they're pulling sassy faces. There wasn't space for any nerves because they'd worked so hard up until that point, and now it was just about showing the audience, presenting it and having fun with their friends, which made it really nice. It was lush. I loved it.
You know, I could not do what they did on that day, and even on the coach back, and we stopped at the service station. All those little moments, and like memories, and you know, cynical, cold-hearted me feeling like moved by the day and like, oh wow, well, like I've had a really amazing day. Think what they all think about it and how they'll remember it. That's cool. That's why we do it, you know.
And it's about building a community feel with them. You know, the Talent Shack is more than a building where the children come in and they do their classes and they go home.
It's about the experiences we have as a community together. I forget sometimes that it's as much the parent's experience as the child, I think, because we see the children so much in classes. And I think of their development and what they're doing. You can forget sometimes that all those times the parents come on a trip or see a show or help front of house or help in other ways. It's affecting all of our lives, everyone who's involved in the Shack. And at the end of the day, it isn't just about performing and what they do on stage. It's the friendships and the experiences and the moments that we all have together.